All right, we're going to echo read it. I'll read a sentence, and then you're going to read a sentence, but I might have to break those sentences in half because they're long, right? Get your eyes on your paragraph. During May 2008, the Mount Rushmore National Monument, in South Dakota, welcomed 138,202 visitors. A website reported that about 100,000 people visited the park during that month. Was the estimate reasonable? First of all, let's talk about the vocabulary, okay? What does estimate mean? Estimate or estimate. You can say it either way. What does that mean? Asia?
It means how many, it tells you about how many or about how much.
Okay, so about how many or about how much, okay? I wanted you to understand about that word about, okay? Because about means what? Raise your hands. About means what, Julian?
It's telling something about the word.
You're close. You're close. About means something a little bit different here than it does in our writing. Christopher, what do you think?
About the same as the thing.
Bingo. About the same or close to. Okay? So about means about the same or close to. So the number needs to be close to or about the same as the actual number. Okay? Now, let's look at reasonable. They're asking us for a reasonable estimate. Okay? Let me model this for you. If I said, I'm going to estimate how many people are in class wearing a sweater. Okay? I'm going to say, okay. Does it look like there's 25 of us with a sweater?
No.
Too high, too low?
Too high.
Okay. So if I say maybe we have 12. Is that closer?
Yes.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm missing one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is 10 close to 12?
Yes.
Okay. It's not close to 25 though, is it?
No.
So 12 is a reasonable estimate, right?
Yes.
It's close to it. Does it have to be more close to it, or can it be less close to it?
Less close
Okay.
to it.
So see, if I'd have said 8, okay, I would have been not quite as close, right?
Yes.
But if I'd have said maybe I would have said 11, I would have been closer, right?
Yes.
So 11 is reasonable because there actually, when we counted, we had 12. Okay? So reasonable means an estimate that makes sense. It doesn't make sense for me to say, oh, there's about 25 of us with sweaters, when I can clearly see there's a lot of people without, right?
Yes.
So you have to have an estimate that makes sense. Reasonable. That's what they're asking us. Now, did they answer our 2 questions in the blue box? Let's go down. Let's look at the one way. Let's look at the first way. You can use a number line. Okay? We've been using number lines before to make our estimates. Now we're using number lines with the bigger numbers. So let's look at our page. To round a number to the nearest 100,000, find the 100,000s that it's between. So look at your number line. What's the first number on your number line?
138.
No, listen, no. Do you know how they set the number line up with the black numbers? What's the first number on there? 100,000. What's the next number in black?
150,000.
And then what's the next number in black?
200,000.
So they set this number line up to show 100,000s, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's what they want us to do. They said find the 100,000s it's between. All right? So on your book, did they put the blue? Yes, they did. Okay, so if you're looking at 100, Christopher, if you're looking at 138,000, You know it's not to 150, is it?
No.
Do you have to really worry about the zeros?
No.
Can you just look at the 138 part of that number?
Yes.
And so on your number line you have the 100 part if we took the thousands off, right?
Yes.
And then you have 150, and then you have 200, right?
Yes.
So where is it going to be? Raise your hand and tell me where it's going to be. Imani. It's going to be between which two numbers, Imani?
150 and 200.
So 138 is going to go here. Look at your book. Tell me where it goes. I'm talking to Imani. Give her a minute. Where does it go? Is it going to go between these two numbers, Imani, or is it going to go between these two numbers? Between 100 and 150, because 138 would be about here, wouldn't it?
Yes.
So it would be right about there. They put it on there with all your zeros, but you could leave the zeros at the end off and just look at the numbers, right?
Yes.
So it shows you that it's between 100,000 and 150,000. Which one is it closer to?
150,000.
It's closest to the 150,000. It's farther away from the 100,000, isn't it?
Yes.
Because you know that 138 is closer to 100 than closer to 200. Okay? So we're looking at this. Look at the blue line on top of it where you have to put your numbers. Okay? Which number is going in the first spot? Raise your hand when you see which number goes in the first spot. Christian?
150,000.
No, that's not going to go in the first one. Aaliyah?
100.
Okay, let me give you a hint because we're getting a little confused. Look at just your number line. Look at your number line. Look at the black numbers. Tell me which black number goes first. 100,000 goes first, so write that in there. So it's going to read 100,000 is less than 138,202, and that number is less than what other number on our number line, Christopher?
150,000.
You could either put the 150,000 in there, or you put the 200,000, because it's true both ways, isn't it?
Yes.
It is true that it's less than both of those numbers. So it should read 100,000 is less than 138,202, which is less than 200,000. Okay? Now on the bottom, under the number line, it's asking us to tell which one it's closer to. So it says 138,202 is closer to blank than blank. How would we fill that one out? Akira.
138,202.
Okay, stop for 1 second. Say the number again.
138,202 is closer to 150,000 than 100,000.
Okay, let's stop for a second. This time we only want the 100,000s numbers. So we don't want to put that 150 in that sentence. So that drops that number out. So we have 100,000 and we have 200,000. So with us taking that out, read it again and tell us what goes there.
138,202.
Okay, stop for a second. Take a breath. 100. Repeat with me. 138,202.
202 is closer to 100,000
Than
200,000.
Very good. Let's all repeat that.
138,202
Okay,
is
stop.
closer.
Stop. Let's do it on 3, okay? Because we all started at a different time. 1, 2, 3.
138,202 is closer to 100,000 than 200,000.
Okay, you should have that filled out now. If that's not filled out, write it in there. So on the bottom it sums this all up. It says, so 100,000 is a reasonable estimate for 138,202. Reasonable because it's fairly close.